guys, welcome to Angel Angela, and I want to thank all of you guys who have subscribed. If you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to like, subscribe, and today's topic we are going to be discussing the narcissist envy and constant need to compete with others. The thing about the narcissist is that once you've dealt with them for quite some time, you'll start to feel like every aspect of the relationship, every goal, every dream that they've sold you on where the future of the relationship will be going it's all a fairy tale, it's all a lie. You'll start to feel your intuition trying to warn you. And that's only because the narcissist is telling on themselves. I mean, you can be having a simple conversation with them and in the times where they're not devaluing you. But at the same time, it'll seem like they're competing with you. Or they'll tell you half stories of events that happened to them. It could have been them going to work and them telling you about a coworker or someone, that said something to them, or they can be talking about a coworker and they can say something like, "Oh, my coworker, he's online, he's dating online, and he met a girl that he met online, and she came up to the job, and the girl started saying that she went to college to be just a random anything, just saying that she graduated from college with a certain degree, say a lawyer." So the narcissist will tell you, "Yeah, my coworker met a girl and she came to the job and she started to tell him that she has a better career than him." She's dumb, right? Why would she say something like that? So they'll say like weird things to you about their friends or people that they're around, not really understanding that they're actually speaking about themselves and a situation that they're going through with another supply. And if you don't agree with what they say because you're kind of like, well, why is he having random girls go to his job, and who cares what she thinks? You can tell that they're kind of like they're either going to have you agree with whatever they want you to agree with. But if you decide to disagree and you're kind of like, well, your friend seems like a jerk, like, so what? They'll get very defensive, and they're getting very defensive because they're really speaking on themselves, and that's where the competition will start. And then they start acting like, well, you're on her side, so you're just like her. So now they're putting you in a category with another person that you don't even know, you have nothing to do with. They're the ones that are lying to you and cheating, yet they will put you in a position where now they're competing with you and they're treating you like you're that person. So if they have multiple supplies, sometimes they do start getting confused. So they can have a supply that might have not, went through with something that they asked them to do. It could be financially, anything, and they'll take it out on you. Or if they have a supply that they caught, talking to other people, texting other people or something like that. And this is because the new supply is like, well, this guy keeps disappearing because obviously he's with the primary supplier, she's with the primary supply. So they will kind of mix people up, and they start treating you like you're that person. So they'll say stuff to you like, yeah, right, you're probably texting other people, you're cheating, or and you're kind of like confused, and you start feeling like you're in this competition, or you're dealing with a person that really hates you. And I know with the narcissist that I dealt with, which I really, I know everyone, goes through their experience and they're like, well, I dealt with the narcissist from hell. Like, this person was a demon. And honestly, I can say that this narcissist that I dealt with was literally one of the worst. And my relationship with him, I always kind of felt like we had a friendship. I believed we had a friendship, and this was because he would always pillow talk with me and talk to me about his feelings towards the people around him. And this is me not knowing, completely understanding who this person was. But it was always envy towards others. I mean, when his brother got a new car, it was kind of like, he's so stupid. If I was him and I had his car, I would be driving in, all around where the multi-million-dollar houses are at and hanging out in that area. I wouldn't be over here, dealing with all these people. Like, just the jealousy was just there for someone, instead of just being happy for your sibling that they have a car, and like focusing on yourself. Like, why are you so worried about what they have? And then it would be another situation where here he goes again talking about his brother, and it would be like, oh, well, my mom co-signed for him, but she won't co-sign for me. And like I said, I defended him because I was like, oh, well, like that, it's kind of messed up that your mom has favoritism. But I realized that he wasn't responsible, and that's why his mom, didn't approve of, co-signing for him. Then it would be his friends. He was always very, jealous of his friends, and these are people that he grew up with, that he knew since, they were children. And, one of his friends has multiple kids with the same woman, and I guess his wife was going to have another kid, and he was just kind of like disgusted with the situation, and he's like, oh my gosh, like, why is he going to have another kid by her? Like, I would have left her already. She's disgusting, and she doesn't clean the house and stuff like that. But my whole point is, why do you care so much about your friend and his wife? That's his wife. That's not your wife. And why are you so worried about what he does with his money? Because that was another thing. It was kind of like he wanted his friends to invest their money on him. Meanwhile, his friends have families, have homes, have children to take care of. And although he also had kids, it was like he didn't understand the dedication and love that other people give to their children. And it was a hate for that. Also, he had friends who had like beautiful women, and he would be like, oh, the only reason he has this, the only reason his girlfriend's dealing with him is because he has money. That's the only reason why I can tell. And it just goes to show that everything in their mind everything that they feel is hate, envy, jealousy for others. They're in a constant competition with you, with everyone. Even if they discard you, even if they move on to a new supply, they're going to bully the next supply. I mean, it's new supply, but new supply will always turn into old supply. And the thing about the narcissist is that they love using people. And they're not going to sit around and wait for you to suck you out of whatever it is their agenda is for you. They're not going to wait for you. They're going to also distribute their time with other supplies. They're in a constant need to take from others, take what they don't have, or even with me saying that, just like I was saying with his brother, worrying about why his brother's not driving around in a rich area and all this weird stuff. It's like, who really thinks like that? Who really just thinks about another person in the vehicle that they have and are upset at them because they want to take pictures and they want to go in an area and be around high quality people because you're garbage, And I remember him always just saying like, oh, I don't care like what people think I don't have. I don't care if you see that I don't have anything, because I don't care what people think. That is very that's their personality. They're very arrogant. They can be broke as hell, literally at the point of homelessness, and they still won't see that they are garbage, because they are. They will try to make you see, they will try to have you believe that they are just the greatest thing in this world, and they literally have nothing to give to anyone. Not motivation, not any love, not affection. I mean, even when they give you affection, it feels very fabricated. And if you stop dealing with them and look back, you realize that the affection wasn't really affection. You just had the comfort of having someone with you in that moment, because you didn't want to be alone. But when you look back, you realize that this person was always in a constant, just full of just anger and resentment towards people that have nothing to do with how they were raised or what they went through. I mean, they literally go to different areas and turn into chameleons. Like I said, like my narcissist, it was all about just having a nice car to be able to go around, wealthy people and try to get with a wealthy woman so that she can take care of him, or that he can actually move into her home. And that's what a lot of these women also have to realize, especially if you are one of those women who got a low-grade narcissist, or you're dealing with someone who is up and down with your emotions. They hoover you back. They come back with an excuse. They never admit to anything. They will lie and say that they didn't say half the stuff that they said, or they will put some blame on you, or they'll even agree that they were wrong, and they'll play the victim, that their parents never taught them how to love, or they never had a good family dynamic, and that they're really trying to change. And they're going to feed that same story, because someone who lives with envy and jealousy for others will never be happy for you. They will never be be proud for you. They will never motivate you. Anytime that you do anything good in your life, they won't fully support you. Either they won't support you at all, or they will throw it in your face, or they won't be there for you. And then when you finally make up with them and ask them, hey, how come you didn't show up? I had a family party because I had a promotion, or, how come you didn't show up to my graduation? And they will give you an excuse like, you were angry at me, so I didn't want to bother you, knowing it was a very special time or a very special day in your life. They don't want to see anyone happy. They don't want to see you succeed. They're very jealous. I know with me, I was definitely bringing more money in, and had an extra job as a waitress. And like I said, I was getting a lot of tips. So when I got home, I would count all my tip money and stuff like that. And I could see the jealousy in his eyes every single time. And he would just go off for no reason. And I realized he was upset because I was happy and because I was happily counting my money. Like, they hate everyone. They think that everyone is getting help. This is their excuse, that everyone is getting help. So if they're getting help, they're entitled to get help too. They want you to put them first. They want, when you're friends with them, they want you to go over and above for them, but they wouldn't do the same for you, or they will try to do something small just so that you can do more for them. They know what friends to keep around. They go, like I said, they're chameleons. They go into these neighborhoods where people don't know them. They befriend people, or they'll meet a partner there, and they'll try to become a regular in that area. And they'll have everyone fooled, and they'll tell everyone a story of where they grew up, where they didn't grow up. So they lie about their whole life, literally. Or if something impacted them in their life where it changed their life completely, they'll make it seem like it just happened, although it happened years ago. Just so that you can feel sorry for them. But while you're feeling sorry for them, they're envying you, and they're angry, and they're feeling entitled for you to be friends with them. I mean, they'll start calling you every single day, trying to hang out with you. Hey, let's go to a bar. Hey, let's do this. All because they see what you're driving, or they see what you have. And what makes it ridiculous is that it doesn't matter if you're dealing with a female or a male narcissist. They're both looking for supply to abstract from people. So they use literally every single person in their life. And when they have children with you, they'll do it again. They'll be there for their kids sometimes. They'll, do stuff. And then when something really bad happens in their life, they want to keep their relationship with their ex-wives or ex-husbands, or their kids' mothers, or, they want to keep track and keep relationship with you, even if it's you guys being friends and they're trying to act like you guys are co-parenting. But we all know that they only have those nice moments for a little bit, because eventually when something goes bad in their life, they're going to be calling you and asking you for money. And think about it. Even if they've done stuff for you, now they have the nerve to ask you for money when they have family and they have people around them. But they know that they can't ask their family, because they know that they're flying monkeys. Although they're flying monkeys and come to their rescue, they don't really come to their rescue, because half of them are narcissists, and they're greedy and they're selfish. So they're living in a house and in a foundation where everyone is greedy, everyone is taking advantage of each other. When they deal with supplies, they expect their supplies to deal with them and their families, and they expect their supplies to take care of them, their children, their family. And what do you get? I mean, it's very it's just very disgusting. And that's why you can't worry about these people. They're never going to change. They're going to stay in that same story, in that same tragic story, being jealous of everyone. And these people are just dangerous people to have. They're not good people to bring around your family. They will try to sleep with your sister. They will try to sleep with the people closest to you. Anything to hurt you. I know my ex-narcissist, when I met him, he actually had told me that his ex had passed away, that she committed suicide. And I felt really bad. And I remember him saying, yeah, sometimes I think about it and I feel really bad. He told me that it was a drug overdose. But honestly, after going through everything that I have went through, I honestly believe that she committed suicide because of him, and I believe that she started doing drugs because of him. Just because the longer that I got to know him, I realized that he drank a lot. And yeah, so not only did he drink, but one day, like, out the blue, he just like started having a conversation to me about his friend doing coke for the first time or something like that. And I was just kind of like, okay, and did you do anything? Because me and him, we talked about like drugs and stuff like that, and like he always said that he would never try anything, like besides pot. Like he would never try anything else. And that was when I obviously realized, like, I didn't really know what he was doing, or what kind of like stuff he was doing behind my back with other people. Because like I said, they always tell you half truths. They never tell you everything. But these people are very envious. They hate everyone. They talk bad about everyone, all their friends. They, hopefully you're not dealing with a thief, but yeah, if you're their friend, they'll steal from you and they'll rob you and pretend like they didn't do it. And they'll even help you try to look for whatever you're trying to look for. So be very careful with these people, and be glad if you're not dealing with them anymore. Just be glad that there's someone else's problem now. So if this video was helpful, go ahead and leave me a comment. Let me know if you guys have ever dealt with narcissists just seeming like they're jealous of you, or like they're in a competition with you, or just hating everyone around them and being envious of people close to them, who they call their friends even. So let me know, like, subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys on my next video. Bye.